So I'm going to be doing more Superman Silver Age dailies. This story is going to be the Superman of the Future, which is a story that I did quite a while ago. The comic book version was published in September 1959 with story by Otto Binder and art by Kurt Swan. And for this one, for the comic strip, the story is by Jerry Siegel, and the art is by Kurt Swan and Stan Kay. And my understanding is that Stan Kay is the one who did the inking in here, so that would mean Kurt Swan did the penciling. This one ran from February 8th, 1960 to April 6th, 1960. One of my favorite Silver Age stories, so let's start with it. Hurrying to Professor Wright's laboratory, Lois Lane joins other reporters. "What's cooking, boys?" "We don't know, except that the professor is staging an experiment. That is way out." "Professor Wright, gosh, I didn't mean..." "You were quite right. The experiment is way out, so much so that I require the unique services of the one and only invulnerable Superman." "What is the nature of your experiment, Professor?" "This is a time cabinet. If it works, and I'm positive it will, I will be able to send a man into the future. But if it doesn't work, the man could die." "True, Miss Lane, and that is why Superman has volunteered to be my first guinea pig. Couldn't you visit the future by going through the time barrier yourself, Superman?" "Yes, Lois, but I'm making a test of his device to see if it will be safe for ordinary humans." So this is the Superman of the future. As assembled reporters watch tensely, Professor Wright switches on his fantastic machine. "This is a historic moment, gentlemen of the press. If this experiment succeeds, it will soon be an everyday occurrence for man to flash into the future or into the past at will." "You mean I could interview George Washington in person? Or interview someone who hasn't even been born yet?" "Exactly. No more questions, please. The time has come to send Superman into the far, far future. I am sending you into the year 100,000 AD, Superman. If all goes well, I'll bring you back in an hour." He's vanishing, and now he's gone, disappeared. At this moment, if my calculations are correct, Superman is in the world of the far distant future. We have a little time to spend before Superman returns from the year 100,000 AD. If there are any questions you reporters would like to ask, yes, what will a man of the distant future look like? First, let me show you how man looked like 100,000 years ago. As you can see, he was hairy, squat, primitive, low in intellect, almost ape-like. And the man of the future, your guess is as good as mine. Surely you must have some theory, Professor Wright, on how man will be changed by evolution in the future. It's only personal conjecture, of course, but I believe man's increased mental faculties will result in a huge cranium, and I think he will have slim, long fingers. Professor, the glass jar, is he Superman? Good heavens, what happened to you, Superman? He looks different. You got a huge cranium and long, slim fingers. You hardly look like Superman. I am not the Superman you knew. Then who are you? I am a future man. Not Superman. You're a future man? Yes. The Superman you know decided to stay in the year 100,000 AD for 24 hours. I came back in his place to keep the time route open. I am the Superman of the future. Wow, what a story. The physique of the man of the future fits your prediction perfectly, Professor Wright. But even I am astounded to see proof in the living flesh. I'm Dirk Folger, European correspondent of the World News Press. Does your enlarged brain mean you have even greater mental powers than the 1960 Superman? It does. I have a new superpower that I will now demonstrate. Golly, I wonder what it is. This story is actually, even though it's a different writer, it's pretty close to the comic book version. But there is one huge change. Wow, this story is turning out to be even more sensational than we imagined it would be. If I may have your complete attention, I will now demonstrate a power that we of the future possess, but which your 1960 Superman lacked. First, I concentrate on the yon wall, and then behold, gasp! I have projected by sheer mind power a mental image showing what our future age will look like. Terrific! You can mentally project scenes of events that haven't even happened yet. Show us more. I came back through the time to warn you of 4 disasters that are fated to occur here on Earth. In the next 24 hours, the Bay Bridge will collapse just as this mentally projected scene forecasts. Gasp! Tomorrow's news. Behold, the second disaster, which is fated to occur in the next 24 hours. That ship will sink at sea. The Superman of the year 100,000 AD is projecting a mental picture of a future event. Incredible. The third disaster, that undersea dome built by a movie company, will be destroyed. My super memory recalled these disasters from our future records, but the records we have of 1960 are rather obscure, just as yours are of ancient Egypt, so I don't know just how the four disasters will occur. But you only showed three. What is the fourth? The fourth is the most serious and would shock you too much. Do not ask to see it. It must be, sorry. It must be terrible. What must be terrible. What can the fourth disaster be? Those three disasters of the near future you revealed, future Superman, are shocking. But please tell us what the fourth disaster will be. No, as I said, it would be too shocking. But do not fear. Why not? I will prevent all four disasters from happening. You will prevent those disasters which you know are fated to occur in the near future? Yes. But how is that possible? What will it be? Will be. How can even you, Superman of the future, hope to change history? I will try. Your future man to change history? What a headline. Of the four imminent disasters, the Bay Bridge will be in danger first. In an hour, I will fly there and be on guard. Well, let's not just stand here and with our mouths wide open. Does anyone have any ideas? We can all use the press plane of my company and observe how the future Superman foils fate, if he can. What a story. For the first time in history, reporters will observe a future Superman foil disasters that are fated to occur, if he can. The Ultra Superman is outdistancing us, pilot. He has something we lack, Miss Lane, super speed. Disaster warning, everyone get off the bridge. I am ready. Everything seems peaceful. It appears incredible that this will shortly be transformed into a scene of terror. And as the press plane arrives, I don't see any disaster. It will be the future Superman's frightening prophecies. Or can it be the future Superman's frightening prophecies are mere hogwash? Then, tornado. Look, Superman, a tornado will wreck the bridge. So that's what is to cause the bridge's destruction. My super breath would only blow the twister elsewhere, endangering farms or towns. What can I do? Hurry, Superman, hurry. The bridge is swaying violently. I have an idea. I've got to prevent the tornado from destroying the bridge, but if I merely blew the twister elsewhere, it would endanger farms or towns. This heaped scrap metal gives me an idea. Now I'll fuse the metal together with my X-ray vision. What is the Ultra Superman's super plan? There, I've finished building a giant windmill out of scrap metal at super speed. Now to jam the pole deep into the ground with super force so the windmill will extend high into the air. Finally, I'll spin the windmill at super speed. If my plan works, the Bay Bridge will be saved. Look, the Ultra Superman is spinning the windmill at super speed. That creates a super suction that is destroying the twister. He has succeeded in thwarting destiny, for according to the records of a future era, the Bay Bridge has to be destroyed now. Success! Now the tornado menace is over. I'll dismantle the giant windmill. A great triumph for the Ultra Superman. Wait and see. What a tremendous victory for the Ultra Superman. He saved the bridge and thwarted fate. Now to uproot the windmill pole and... Wait, what's happening? Why is the ground cracking? Crash! It's an earthquake. The bridge is collapsing anyway. Great stars. There was a land fault underground here that I didn't know about. When I jammed that pole into the ground with super force, I created the earthquake. How ironic. History came true. After all, the future Superman was unable to alter fate. So the future Superman failed to change destiny after all, Miss Lane. Is it possible for even him to do so? Maybe. But perhaps it was only sheer bad luck, Folger. At least I hope so. Soon as the press plane follows the future Superman out to sea, now to see if he can prevent the second disaster. The Ultra Superman miffed his first attempt to outwit fate. He will now have his second chance to change destiny. According to the records of a future era, a ship disaster is about to occur. The U.S. Navy is making a nuclear test here. That bomber taking off from a flat top is going to drop its atom bomb on a small uninhabited island. But how will disaster occur to a ship? The next instant, great Scott, the atom bomb was accidentally released too soon, and there's a ship below. SOS, SOS, bomber to commander. Atom bomb accidentally released too soon. Will hit a ship which is dredging the sea bottom for marine fossils. This is a simple job. I merely have to catch that bomb in midair before it hits the unlucky ship. Wait, I feel weak. Great guns. Their sea bottom scooped, dredged up a kryptonite meteor, the one substance that robs me of my superpowers. I'll have to fly away quickly. Super swiftly, the future Superman flies to a nearby island, beyond range of the kryptonite meteor's radiation. I'll save the ship by hurling this boulder at super speed. It will collide with the falling bomb and make it explode in midair. Oh no, the future Superman has goofed again. He forgot one vital fact. What fact? We'll find out next time.